Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurazo here, coming guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. And I know you guys have been excited for this one. I wasn't able to give you guys one Thursday. Some things happened, but I'm back and we've got a ton of buyouts to go over because the market's going absolutely crazy because of bonus bucks, tax, etc., etc. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this longer Market Watch. If you do, remember to smash that like button, subscribe. I'm hoping that we get 100 likes on this video. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost you. Let me know what I'm going over in my next Mark Watch in the comment section below. I love it when you guys alert me of buyouts and you guys just want me to go over cards in general. I love it when you guys ask me questions. So no matter what, if you guys have a question, don't be shy to ask it. You know, I like to repeat that every once in a while, as well as thank you guys for 3,000 subs. I really do mean it. Thank you guys so much for that. We hit it, I think, Tuesday or Monday, and that was just awesome to see. So hopefully we'll get to 3,500 by the end of the year because that's the goal. Also, thank you to all my YouTube channel members. You guys really help out the channel to make me upload more and have more time to upload and get more stuff for the channel. So thank you guys. And we're going to get right into it. So Naturia Beasts from Dual Turmoil 2. Now, Naturias have actually been doing things in the OCG, and a lot of people want to see if it can translate to the TCG. Now, right now, near mints are about $132. I always told people to get this around $70 to $80 because this was a classic DT monster that was always worth a lot of money because it literally just shuts down spells, right? This card cannot be power prepped. It just can't, right? If you got 70, 80, good job. If not, well, it's doubled. So if you, I know one of my subscribers held on to his playset, and if he still has it, he's doubled his money, which is great. Now, if you guys are looking for a Naturia Beast that looks nice, isn't garbage looking, and it's a good investment, well, I actually do have one that you could get over here. So Legendary Collection 5Ds Ultra. Now this looks amazing. The OG Hidden Arsenal looks great as well, but that's about quite a bit of money. It's about $270 here, going up to $3. And this is kind of a harder rarity to fill back up because it's not only a clean Ultra, and this card doesn't have any other rare Ultra printings. But Legendary Collection 5Ds is a very hard set to grab, single term. So $3 is really not that bad for this card. Now, Naturia Kion Dual Terminal. I always told people to get this because it was like $20, $25. It's really, really cheap. Well, right now, $42, $47. I always told people this was a great investment. And I think that this could peak more because once this copy is gone, it's essentially 48. And only has one page really left to go. So this card could go up to $80 to $100. And if the Naturians are going to play this for sure, because number one, they have the room to extract. Number two, Eldritch, Imperm, Evenly are all cards. If they can make boards with Beast and Barkion, which is a combo they can do, they're going to do it. And it's going to be really good. So DT Barkion, still cheap for what it could be. But if you got it at 20 to 28, like I told you, you made some money. Now, Ghost Rare over here is really hilarious to me how this card, Barkion has had buyouts. This card has been here for over 10 years, but this awful Ghost Rare still can't hit 15 for a lightly played. In fact, near mints over here, if it would load, which I would love to see it, 20, 25, 25. Just get a light play for 12 bucks, call it a day. It's just funny to me how this card's still not worth money as much as you think it would be. Now, Naturia X Stereo, I always told people to get this because it comes in and out of the format because this is a Waking of the Dragon target, right? Now, this is I never actually thought, and even when I went over this card, when it got bought out twice because of Waking Dragons on two separate occasions, I've never thought to myself, and I said it in the video, hey, this won't get bought out because of Naturias, I'll tell you that. Well, I'm here to tell you guys I was wrong. But if you got for the Waking of the Dragon targets, instead of being about, a $6 card, $7 card, they're about 13 bucks now. Now, a lot of people aren't really grabbing these as much because people don't really play this in the deck, but people are still grabbing it anyway because this has Naturia on it. Sacred Tree over here, only one printing, $5 is a rare. I would say that if what Konami should have done, and I don't know why they did this, they should have mixed Hidden Arsenal cards with their future support. Like, we should have had an ultra rare of this in Hidden Arsenal, but sadly we don't. This card's pretty good because when it's sent to the graveyard, you add a Naturia deck card from your deck to your hand. Any Naturia card. Not a monster, a Naturia card, besides Sacred Tree, right? So this card's going to trade for itself. If your opponent wants to use a card to get rid of a card, you're still going to maintain card advantage, or you're going to force a pop or something, right? Now, what this card actually does is you contribute an Earth Insect type monster, special summon a level 4 Earth Plant type monster from your deck. I don't know why it has all these question marks. That's really weird. You contribute 1 Earth Plant type monster, special mini level 4 lower Earth type insect from the deck. So you're able to get your effects off through summoning, and you're basically able to keep getting cards out on the field, right? And keep getting dead cards. I know that there's also, I believe, some way to make some type of token that you can also tribute. I'm not too sure here, but this card has is a combo piece for sure. Now, Aluber, people have been telling me, hey, this is way too low for what it is. Should we go in on it? Now, I told people they should get them, and it had about 100 something listings. It was $15. This has a lot less listings, and it's $13. So less listings and less of a price, which is something that it's kind of a contradiction. But you go up here, it's $15. You know, you got a few people doing quick sales here. Okay, well, once we go, let's say near mint, right? We get rid of the lightly plates. It's 57, right? And we have verified. So 57 here. It does go up to about 17, going up to 22 here, going up to 25 on the 4th page. This card could definitely go up. I just think that the secret rares, and I told people when these drop to 20, they're too low to get rid of. And if you want them, I would grab the secret rares for sure. And ultra rares aren't worth much right now as well. $6 is where it's stabilized. So I would just invest in secrets if anything. Now, Brandy Red is a card I want to talk about because, first of all, the card's $3, right? So it's maintaining some value. But number 2, the tins are probably not going to reprint everything in Burst of Destiny, right? I feel like Brandon Red is the card they either put as a common or they skip. So this is the kind of card where I would keep an eye on it, because if it gets reprinted as a common or not at all, when people want to play more branded stuff, they're going to still need their branded in reds, especially the super. So this could go up to a $5, $6 card. I'm not telling you guys to get it. What I'm telling you guys to do is bookmark this and come back to it when we get the full spoiler list of the 2022 tins. See where this matches up. If not, people are going to be slow on the uptake. You're going to have an upper hand. Fusion Devourer. Now, this card looks really cool. The TCG player scan of this does not do this card justice. It just probably looks really bad, but the ulti in person looks a lot better. What this card does is essentially it's a cataster for fusion type monsters for itself. So it attacks over every fusion monster no matter what here. Now, lightly played, $2 for unlimited, $2.50. Okay, near mints are about 4.5 going up. Okay, goes up to $9 for first ed here. First editions here, because I don't really care about unlimited. You have lightly played here for about 5s. Near mints going up to $9 here, going up to about 12s here. I don't think this is a bad card to grab, because it's less than $5. It's from Strike Neo, so it's kind of a hard card to grab. It quickly doubles, and this is a card that's not really going to replenish itself in the market. And it's not too bad of a card. Now, I don't really see a way that you can get this card out on the field easily without using your normal summon, unless I know people know something I don't. So what I would probably do is I would sink an investment into this, but seeing how the first page has a lot of lightly plates here, if you want to grab, say, one play set or maybe a copy or two of this card, might not be a terrible idea overall. And again, it does look pretty cool. We have Earth-Shattering Event here from World Superstars here. People want to side this with SPLIGHT. The issue is that there's just better cards. That's the big issue. You know, once a card is sent to the graveyard, the target card either play a graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, right? So that's not bad. Then neither player can send cards from the deck to graveyard for the rest of his turn. You still get that one send, even though your opponent gets to shuffle it back. So it doesn't negate if they get an effect and they send it, right? $3 here. It's not seeing much play. If you want to play it, here it is. You've had so much time to grab it. I don't think this is really worth it, though, as a card. And speaking of SPLIGHT, SPLIGHT Blues are about $87 here. Okay, a little bit better here. Honestly, like, it could be a lot worse. Starter, about $11 here. Not too bad. Elves here, it's a good generic card. And other decks like Tri-Brigade are playing it, so $9. Gigantics at $4 is not bad. You got the Supers here at 40 cents, all that. You know, not too bad for SPLIGHT. That's what I'm going to say. Totally Awesomes as well. We might as well look at that card because you can't look at SPLIGHT without Totally Awesome. Secret rares are about, well, rares are about 16. Regular ones are about 27, 28. Near mint, first and near mints are about 41 going up to 45 going up to $50 here. So I think people are just don't know what the ban list is going to do with this, and I think a lot of players actually got their totally awesomes already. Now, DPE is going up because people think Fusion Destiny is going to go to 3. Well, $50. That's a lot better than 30. I told people to hold on to this card because it's too cheap to get rid of, right? It's in a bad spot where you should have got rid of it when it was a lot higher, or it's even if it gets reprinted goes down, it's not going to go down too much. Again, it's the OG Secret Rare. It was a meta card. It was in a bad position the last couple times I talked about. However, in the last month when I've been looking at it, I've seen it at 42. That's a lot better. $50. Now, if you have faith in Fusion Destiny coming back, I would definitely hold it. It is also trickling upwards as well, but we're going to get the list up for 2022 into Megatins, as well as we're probably going to get a reprint of this in there, right? If we get Fusion Destiny at 3, woohoo for this card. If we don't, boo-hoo. It'll go down. What I will say is if you have these and you were upset at when they were at 30, I would slowly start listing these. If Fusion Destiny doesn't come to 3 and this starts going down, well, you have an option. Do you want to grab your extra 10 to 12, 13, whatever amount you can sell it for? That's better than the $30, $32 it was, or do you want to hold on to it and see it trickle down further? Now, ultis, these were about 35, so I told people get them at 35s. $50. Remember, this is a hero card, right? Goes up to 55. If you got your hero stuff when I told you, you got some money. Ultras, I thought these were just too low at $3. $6 is a lot better. I think this is a fine place for. Well, this is a super rare. I have the ultras right over here. Ultra rares, yeah, get the ultras at like $6.5, $7. Don't get the super rares. Ultimate offering from Champion Pack 4. Now, someone who said greetings from Germany actually told me to go over this card. And if you guys don't know, this is probably one of my favorite banned traps in the game, if not my favorite. I loved using this with Medoltres back in post Return of the Duelist, not Rise of the Duelist, Return of the Duelist. And it sucked to see banned. I understand why it's banned, but now we're at a point where could this card come back? And I've seen a lot of debates on it. And now the Champion Pack 4 here is $95, and this is one of the only holo prints, unless you count the DT. If you count the DT, it has 2 holo prints. If you don't, this is the only holo print. Now, this is a banned card I've wanted for quite a while. I just don't have, I don't feel like spending this much money on myself for one card that's banned and just going to sit in a binder. But if you are looking to invest in champion packs, I think banned champion pack cards are the way to go. So Ultimate Offering is not too bad. But then you have DTs here, which he highlighted at $6 to $7. And I think this is a good investment here because if this card does come back, if you want to play for older format, this is a nice looking version. Now, the Duelist Leagues here are $5, $6 here for blues. Greens here are about 5s. And reds here are a little more, about 7s actually. There's no purple of this actually for this card. So if you want your cool looking common, go for it. But I really think more people would rather pay for a DT personally. So that's where I think the money is going. So I think this is actually a really good ban list pickup. Especially because with 21 listings, it's not going to refill itself. Now, Gore's Emissary of Darkness here, Ghost Rare. Now, it's so funny because I saw a thread where people were talking about cards that change an entire generation. And Gore's is because people will still, to this day, attack with their lowest attack monster. Which, might not be a good idea anymore because if your opponent does something where you get the replay, you might have to cancel your attack. And that monster doesn't get to attack. You have to attack with your higher attack monster. So I don't always necessarily think that attack with your lowest monsters. Because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't had. If I don't see Gores in 5 years ever, I would discard this rule. But people still play with it. You guys don't know what Gores does, which sounds like an awful thing to say. You take damage when you take damage from a card your opponent controls. You can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot control any cards to resolve the effect, right? So you can't basically do it. You have to have an empty board. When a special summon this way, activate the appropriate effect based on the type of damage. So battle damage, you special summon an Emissary of Darkness token. Cool, right? And then you get to link off, and its attack and defense are equal to the battle damage you took, right? Now, effect damage is you burn your opponent for the equal amount, right? Which I honestly think, and guys, hear me out on this card. I think this card could be good if you're going second and your opponent can burn you in some way, shape, or form. Because if you're, say, playing against Trickstar, right, and Trickstar kind of comes back in the format, you can, what you could do is if they start burning you, you can just Gores, right? Now, what this card does is it gets you a card on the field, a monster, and then gets you a token, so it gets you a little more card advantage. And it kind of equals out the damage, so, you know, the burn damage is quite nice as well. But then on your turn, when you draw, you're going to have, say, 5 cards in your hand, unless you hand trap them, Ash, or whatever, right? But you're going to have an extra card that you want of that you can use to link off, because you can start linking this off into, say, a Link 2, and you can kind of pop off from there. Being a level 7 monster to use in the new level 7 deck as well, I forgot what it's called, is escaping me, is something to consider. Now, I went on from this card for a long time here, but $19 for Lightly Plays. Near Mint's 24, going up to 35. I always told people to get your these gold ghost rares when they were a lot cheaper. I told people Gores at like 10 to 15, 12 bucks was hitting 15 eventually was a good idea, and now it's more. So, still think it's not a bad card to grab, but there's other versions. Now, Tragodia is one of my favorite OG hand traps, if you could call it that, in the game. I told people that this is a good penny stock at $1, and when I went over it last time, these were about $4 going up to $5. And I went over this card like 6 months ago when this was a penny stock. This was 2020, I think. So 2021. Right now, Lightly Played are $7. Well, near mints go up to 20. So this card's essentially on the cusp of being a $20, $25 card. This is bought out. Ultimate rares, which I love this ulti. This ulti looks so sick. 125 going up to 129. If I ever got this card, I would so keep it. You take battle damage, you special summon it, and it gains 600 attack for each card in your hand. Once per turn, you can send one monster from your hand to your graveyard to take control of one face-up monster your opponent controls. One face your opponent controls with the same level as the set monster. Once per turn, you can select one monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the same as that monster's until end phase. So this card has a multitude of effects here. But being able to send send a monster from your hand and then take control of an opponent's monster, not that bad, honestly. And you could crash into something to get something in the graveyard, special this, and then kind of go off. Tragodia is a combo piece that is very niche, but could do so much that it's roughly insane. Red Reboot Secret Rares are about $4 here. First editions are about, let's call it $4 here. Next page kind of goes up to 5s, going up to 6s. Well, hey, it gets you out evenly, lets you play against Eldritch. I told people if you're going to get a version of this, get this when it was $1 as a penny stonk, and the penny stonk has arrived. You know, tier limit planet here. You're looking at straight $100 for your card right over here. It is what it is. Man, I had another card here that was related. Oh, here it is. It was Alphania. So Alphania is actually seeing some play in SPLIGHT as well. They're teching it somehow because of it being a water element. Now, what this card does is you discard a card from your hand, you select a random card from your opponent's hand and destroy it. So what it does is it basically helps hand loop. Now, ultimate rares, these cards were cheap. And Lightly Played in your mints. $65, $85 for your ultis. Now, there is the upper deck version and the other version as well. Some people think that one version's fake, which it isn't. You can legally play it. That's why. But some people, they prefer the upper deck version. Some people think because that's for some people are, no, I don't want the upper deck version. I want the Konami version. It just depends on how you are, I guess. Ultra rares are about $45 going up to $60. Now, I told people to grab this card when it was cheap because it's an OG hero at a couple dollars, right? If you did, congrats. Ultras, $20 for your legendary collections. And your rares are even $10. So kind of insane here. Skill Drain, ultimate rare here. These are about $55 for life play, going up to $65, $70 for near mint. People want to play the card, I guess. And I guess it was just too low. I still don't think it should be worth this amount of money because it looks ugly. I would rather play the Lost Art, which is $26. That's just my opinion. Now, Saryuja Skull Dread is a card that used to be a huge power force and now is about $6 for first set near mint. I've talked about this, I think, a month and a half ago, and I told people to get their copies for $5. They went up $1. Woohoo. I'm not gonna say I told you so for $1. But what this card does, for those who don't know, is if you use two, its effect depends on how many cards you use for it, right? So, 2+ monsters with different names. Basically anything that's summoned or to the zones gain 300 attack and defense, right? 3 is you special summon a monster from your hand, right? Really good, actually. It's good enough for that. You managed to get 4 here now. It's link summoned. You draw 4 cards. You place 3 from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order, right? So basically, you're able to shuffle back what you don't need and keep what you do, right? And that's what's really good about this card. Now, people used to play this, and it used to be very easy to get the 4 effects because it had to be 2+ monsters with different names. So what you would be able to is you'd be able to do scapegoat shenanigans to get the 4 materials. Which, if you activate scapegoat on end phase, which you were able to do back then, it was a free set. You use a Skull Dread, and you can see where the advantage comes from. I still think this is a good card to grab. You got Mega Packs here for literally $2 if you want to add to your cart. Dimension Fortress Weapons. So someone told me about, the new Labyrinth deck, and this isn't a bad card. Cards cannot be sent from the deck to the graveyard here. Super Rare's first editions are, let's see here, $2. Not that bad. I will say that it does have the OTS time, but this is the super. It looks cool. If you want to grab this, it's not a bad card to grab. I mean, it's $1 or $2. Only holo printings 10+ years ago. Sky Striker, Starlight Rare Rose, 318. Kagari's are 197. Okay, that's just how life goes. Shizuku's are about 160. That's not that bad. Kaina's 24, and then Hayatas, because I only want to go 48. Again, get your ulti Hayatas. Very cheap for what it is. Freya, Spirit of the Victory, right over here. Once in a blue moon, someone asked me to go over this as a meme card. You control a fairy-type monster. This card cannot be controlled as an attack target, and all your fairies gain 400 attack and defense. It is a 1-for-1 target, I guess. And, I mean, I'll be honest with you here. I'm not saying you should do it for this reason. But if fairies ever need to pop off, they need a fairy for their Link 1. You can 1-for-1 this, I guess. And, 500 attack. I mean, it's something, I guess. First editions here are, well, Lilac Pages are about 23. First edition near mints are about $50. 60. Don't get this card. Ancient Sanctuary here, Moki Mokis. These are like, even for beat up copies, these are money. They're like 3s. First edition, Lightly Playeds are about $10. Near mints are 30. Wow. You could suck my balls for that. And yeah, that is the Market Watch. I have to go over some memes at the end over here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's Market Watch. If you did, remember, get us to 100 likes. Let me know what I'm looking at in the next Market Watch. You guys are going to be having a 5-card time of your trade binder next week, hopefully, as well. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.